The night mist rolled in so thick that a mere few meters ahead looked like a solid white wall, shutting out the rest of the world. Down from the slopes of the North Sumatran mountains, the wind carried strange, eerie sounds from the pine forest, a rustling that felt too rhythmic, like footsteps, deliberately muffled. The lights of the villagers' houses flickered and dimmed, as if something invisible were passing right in front of them. In the midst of that tense, suffocating silence, I stepped forward slowly, clutching a small flashlight that felt utterly useless against the vast darkness. For 3 nights now, the village had been plagued by bizarre occurrences. 2 villagers had vanished without a trace. Their houses remained locked, their doors undamaged, as though the owners had simply evaporated into the mist. The night before, a piercing shriek echoed from the forest, followed by the inexplicable resonance of long, dragging strides. A few locals swore they saw a black silhouette as tall as a pine tree standing deep among the timber far, too tall to be human, far too still to be an anima. I walked along the path toward the edge of the forest, desperate to find any kind of track, but the atmosphere only grew more unnatural. The ground beneath my feet vibrated faintly, not like an earthquake, but more like the tread of something immensely heavy, yet far away, or too high up. The mist hovered low, swallowing my knees, and a pungent, damp odor suddenly filled the air, thick with the stench of freshly dug graves. Through the fog, I caught sight of a towering shadow. At first, I thought it was just a pine trunk, but as I took a step to the right, the shadow shifted with me, appearing to stretch taller, as if elongating to match my line of sight. My heart began to hammer against my ribs. The flashlight in my hand trembled. The shadow remained motionless, and yet it felt as though it were watching. Then I heard it. A long, dragging step. Asterisk. Asterisk, like something struggling to walk with limbs far too large or too heavy. The sound echoed from the depths of the forest, growing clearer by the second. When a twig snapped behind me, I whipped around instantly, and there it was, Devegu Gangang, only a few meters away from me. Towering, unnatural. Its body was a black streak stretching upward into the gloom, as if it had no end. Its face was a pale, ashen gray, thin and elongated, arching forward so close that I could see the damp moisture glistening on its skin. Its eyes, two large orbs that caught my flashlight's beam like wet, smoldering embers, stared unblinkingly. Too still. Too aware. I froze. I gripped the flashlight tightly, but its meager beam only struck the entity's chest, while its head continued to elongate, rising and rising, until it vanished among the highest branches of the trees. Then something happened. It bent down, crawly, slow. Its face descended toward me, while its body remained stretched high into the darkness, like an endless, elastic cord. From the cracks of its split lips, a low sound emerged, not speech, not breath, but a long, creeping whisper that slithered directly into my ears. I know your name. My blood ran cold instantly. I stumbled backward, tripping over a tree root. And by the time I looked back, the entity was gone. Yet the ground still vibrated. The damp stench still hung heavy in the air, and from the distant depths of the forest, the sound of those long, dragging strides echoed once more, fading away, but never truly gone. Ever since that night, every time I close my eyes, I feel something standing far off in the distance, too tall to be human, too still to be a creature of this earth. And sometimes, when the night wind slips through my window, I can still hear that same whisper, stretching its voice just like its towering frame. Know you.